Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We've got loads to go over today as it is patch notes day. That's right. Patch update for 1.004 is now finally here, and it brings with it the ginormous major update for Into the Unjust. There is going to be so much added into this, including new additions, balances, fixes, and miscellaneous fixes, and we're going to be breaking it all down for you guys today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on, it'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option, and we've now got our own tinned alternatives. With that being said, if you haven't already got involved in our giveaway, now is the time to do it with the War Bond happening in 2 days' time. Head down to the comment section, a yellow heart will enter you in for that one, because it's getting crazy over on the Terminids right now. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what it is that's happening right now in Helldivers 2. So there is a lot to go over today because in the first additions to the major update, we see some gameplay changes, also known as the Hive Worlds, where there will be randomly generated giant cave systems which work a lot like the way that our actual maps work, meaning that they are just going to be plonked in any which way, shape or form. You're not going to be able to plan for these weird old caves, but you will obviously get some familiar ones as they go along. There is a new tactical challenge to play against, and my lord, things are going to get chaotic inside of these new caves, especially with all new Terminids inside of it. You will discover disgusting flora and fauna and advance Terminid life, and this is going to be probably where the most chaotic things start to happen. We also have the Hive world surface, such as acid lakes and advanced bug spires. This is crazy. Acid lakes just rolling around the map is going to be absolutely insane. I cannot wait to take you guys into this and give you guys a full breakdown of exactly what it all looks like. There are going to be holes in the cave roof which will allow for stratagems to be cooled down. And we're also going to have destructible walls within the caves to navigate. Make sure you bring a flashlight. Overall, this is going to be the craziest time for Helldivers as we now finally get to experience everything that we've been wanting for the last year and a half, and you can now dive into those Hive worlds in Helldivers 2. On top of that, we'll also have brand new mission types where you can deep dive into the caves to destroy the spore lung and stop its infectious gloom spread. We also get to take control of the Gator mobile oil rig and siphon the mysterious oily substance from the surface of the Hive worlds. Another one that we'll be able to do will be to undertake more missions to extract resources and destroy the enemies that live on the Hive worlds and have Super Earth approved levels of fun. Overall, there are going to be 3 new missions for you guys to intervene in, and I cannot wait to see how it is that you guys get on with them. There is a lot involved in these, and you definitely want to make sure that you are teaming up with friends, and if you are able to have your microphone on, then do make sure that you do so, because my lord, you are going to need it. With all of that, we also have 4 new enemies, also known as the Rupture Spewer, the Rupture Warrior, the Rupture Charger, and the Dragon Roach. Now, there is a lot involved in this. With the Rupture Spewer, it states right here that the foul Rupture Spewer bursts from the ground, only to spit a undemocratic pestilence on the innocent. Upon returning to its dark warrens, it is believed to consume its own dead in order to generate its more corrosive acid, which is absolutely disgusting. We'll also bring in another warrior, which is the Rupture Warrior, a product of the gloom-induced mutation. The Rupture Warrior has lost the UV insulating chitin layer that would protect its internal organs from solar radiation damage. Capture specimens that preferred burrowing in open air movement, a pattern indicative of subconscious shame as their own undemocratic ways. And we have the Rupture Charger. Yes, that's right. We've got another variation of that bloody charger, and hopefully this one's not silent as well. But it states right here, when this armored beast senses the presence of liberty, it buries itself into the ground to escape its light. Its charger instincts compel it to tunnel through the ground at high speeds, emerging only to attack who represent the liberty that blinds it so, which is absolutely terrifying to know that there are now not only silent chargers, but there are only silent chargers in the ground. My lord, we've also got the Dragon Roach right here, which is the oversized affront to free skies everywhere. Circles its would-be prey, swooping down, emitting to bespew them in air combustible acid. A spineless tactic befitting of exoskeletal monstrosity. So yes, we've got a lot to take a look at with that one, because there are so many different enemies that we are now going to have to go against in this brand new update that it's actually quite scary. Now, in the balancing, though, there has been quite a lot happening, because we've got a major update for this one. They have unified one explosive orbitals so that the same projectile damage and destruction values on the orbital gas. So this will affect things such as the orbital smoke, the EMS, and the unified stun explosions work. They all apply the stun effect to the explosion, not only on the status effect, but on the volume. Now, this obviously affects, again, the mortar EMS and the orbital EMS. So there were a few number reductions and increases to that, which obviously have meant that the projectile damage on the EMS and the orbital smoke have now obviously been increased, therefore meaning more demolition strength and a higher AP value. So that is a definitely good thing, because it means that you're going to be able to cause more damage on the impact of those. We'll have to wait and see how that affects them. But they also changed how all stun explosions work, in that they now initially stagger the enemy, they stun, but also without ragdolling the player if they hit by such an explosion. So yeah, positive news for stun stuff as well, because this affected things such as the stun grenade, the urchin, the stratagems, orbital EMS, the mortar EMS, and the booster stun hell pod. So there's been a bunch of boosts with regards to stun as well. So it's definitely a positive, but again, if you guys utilize that all that often, then fair enough. But I can't imagine majority of you guys are going to be going into the bugs taking out a stun pod, that's for sure. In terms of fixes, though, we have got actually a fair amount of fixes. They've definitely been hard at work. With crash fixes and soft locks, we can see right here, they fixed the MA5C Halo ODST assault rifle bug. That's obviously in this one right here. You can see that they've definitely fixed that now, as well as a fix that would occur during the hot joining, and another crash that would occur when dropping backpacks. Really, really weird. Not anything that I've actually heard about of recent, so none of the relevant crash fixes. But they have taken a dig at weapons and stratagems. Now, they've also fixed the LAS Guard Dog Rover audio, and the audio fixes for multiple weapons not having reverb applied to them. There has been some massive audio issues at the moment, so I'm really hoping that they fix that one like second to none. It definitely needed to be fixed as soon as possible. On top of that, they've also fixed the Hellpod payloads being targetable by guidance systems. Not too sure if that was actually a problem or not. I don't remember seeing anything about that. The de-escalator stratagem input code now begins with a down arrow in line with other support weapon stratagems. Again, a small issue. Don't really know if it was something that needed to be focused on, considering I'm not seeing many of the audio issues on here, but we'll continue to have a look through. Motivational shocks booster no longer applies to enemies. They also fixed a movement for the STA X3 Wasp launcher fire mode. It will no longer fire in semi-auto mode after switching from artillery firing mode, which didn't really think that needed to be fixed. Moving forward, though, they fixed the guidance system targeting tanks incorrectly. Overall, so far, quite a negative patch update as far as the actual fixes. It doesn't actually seem to be anything that I really care about. In terms of the enemies, though, they've done a few fixes right here for the dropship automatons. They'll no longer take damage when dropped from dropships. Also, some stuff for the outposts, and yeah, the Illumina enemies are now less likely to warp on top of destroyed output rubble. This is actually kind of disappointing. The major update itself is actually really, really good, but we've got a load of mission updates right here. You can see that some things have been changed. Overall, I think this is quite minimalistic and a little bit disappointing, I can't lie. I don't really understand it. They fixed an issue which fixed where you auto-landed automaton dropships in the sabotage airbase objective could be destroyed with the Lift 182 warp pack, and the occasional charger pathing issues around certain bug rocks. I'm disappointed, man. I can show you guys the miscellaneous fixes right here, because it's pretty irrelevant. None of your real audio issues are fixed. None of your real visual problems are fixed. But they've just fixed a load of random parts. I'm not a little bit unsure about this, and I'm really, really confused, but the major update for the actual game itself as far as new content is absolutely incredible. So go and enjoy the Hive worlds, go and enjoy the brand new missions and the new enemies. Hopefully that's really good. But if Arrowhead, you are watching this, with major updates like this, I really expected a lot more in terms of the balancing, fixing, and patches. That's my personal opinion. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on, and watch the live stream. We're live right now in the new content. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the clouds.